Hi guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. Thanks for tuning back in, thanks for coming back to see me. I'm really pleased you've done so, and I'm really pleased about to bring you this watch. It's from a brand called Clemence. If you haven't heard of them, you need to get to know them. So I was lucky enough to speak to Tom. He's the owner of Clemence Watch. His name's Tom Clemence, or Thomas Clemence. I think I was the first YouTuber to speak to him about his brand not long after my channel started. Really nice lad. He lives in Scotland now. When we was talking, I remember him talking about how he got into the love of watches via his dad and his granddad, I believe. His granddad had like an old Omega. I don't know if I remember that right. I'm going to bring up some stuff as we go through. But what really, I loved his enthusiasm. I remember when I first spoke to him, it was something that just resonated with me. There's a few watch or brand owners that I've spoken to, and Tom's right up there with the passion and stuff, and it really resonated with me at the time. Since then, he released his Photic diver. It did okay, but then came the Munro. I featured a Munro on the channel, and I own a Munro. I'm very lucky because it's a beautiful watch. Bit of a backstory to how I owned it, but yeah, fantastic watch. Now they've released the Photic Diver Mark II, and I'm really pleased they have, because I feel like your first step into watchmaking, there's lots of things you can learn from, and there's probably things you would change, which is what they've done on the Mark II. The Munro has really led them towards this, I believe, in terms of lots of design cues. I believe it's got the same bracelet, but the bracelet is fantastic. The bracelet is beautiful. The way it sort of folds up into itself and how refined it is. There's no sharp edges on it. Nice chamfered edges, polished edges, screw pins, nice bit of taper on there. But the finishing throughout is fantastic on the Munro, and that continues to be the case on the Photic Mark II. This is only going to be on release. I think it's pre-released till about 11th of December. So you do need to get in. They're expecting delivery in February of 2026. But a few different colour options to choose from. I was lucky enough to have a couple in hand. But you're getting the Sapphire Crystal, full stainless steel construction. And the crystal's always nice, good clarity. They've managed to get it below 10mm thick, excluding the case, which is phenomenal for a diver. The clasp is upgraded. I like the clasp they use on this. Really nice. You'll see visuals as I continue to go through, but this is just a watch that I'm really pleased they've touched on. When you consider how well the Munro was received, I think there's a little bit of unfinished business with the Photic diver, and I think with all the different things they've done, all the different improvements they've made, I think this one's going to land very well. Lots of colours, there's a few different colours to choose from, so I can see that there's going to be something for everybody. Nice proportions on the watch. Doesn't weigh an awful lot. Nice and sturdy though, so it doesn't weigh too little either. I've had it on the rubber strap. I've also on the stainless steel, so it gives you an idea of the weights and proportions and stuff. But I think Clemence as a brand is one that I can really get behind. Like I said, I'm really happy to have the Munro in my collection. I got it off Gary from over at I Like Watches, so thank you very much, mate. But yeah, Clemence is a brand that just do exceptional stuff. Even the packaging, nothing too elaborate, but does the job. And I like the fact that the sort of pouch they give you is one that you can continue to use. I'm here for that sort of stuff. I say in a lot of my reviews where I just think that's something that sort of, it's not that it's upcycling, but it's nice to have something that you can continuously use rather than, I keep all my watch boxes in an old suitcase. I don't know how many of you do the same sort of thing, so it's nice that that's not the case with this. Cracking watch again. I think these are going to sell very well. I think Tom's made some really nice changes, and I expect them to do very well. So do act fast to get the one you want. But yeah, I'm pleased you tuned back in, guys. I'm going to try and change the format of my videos moving forward. I think they're getting on to a bit long at times, a bit war and peace. We're going to try and condense them down, but it'll take a little while as I sort of move from one to the next. But yeah, I appreciate you tuning back in. I appreciate all your support, and do head over. I'll leave a link in the description for this watch. But as ever, as I always say, don't forget to let me know what you think about this watch, possibly any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as I always say, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and always watch the time. Take care, guys. All the very best.